welcome to Idle Talk. Today on the show, we're going to talk about a little bit of neighborhood drama where I live. I don't want to say drama, but I don't have a better term for it, so I'm going to just use drama. And a little, just some deep diving into Reddit for a little bit. And I think I'm going to phone a friend and talk about some different things along the lines. But first, I have an interesting Facebook post. I'm in a group, neighborhood group, basically. So I'm going to blur out the group, but I'm going to put the screenshot up here. But they're saying, I'm sure others have noticed, but there seems to be a surge in catalytic converter theft lately. Fun times in Charm City. If you have a Honda, which I do, Toyota or Lexus, you're probably a bigger target, as something about these vehicles make it easier. Even newer ones, apparently, particularly Honda Element, CR-V, Toyota Prius, 4Runners, Lexus RX 350. Also, pickup trucks of any kind or raised vehicles, as it is easier to get under them. One easy deterrent is to etch your VIN into your catalytic converter. Check YouTube. Junkyards won't buy it if it's obviously stolen. You can also have a cage installed by a shop for probably less than replacing the catalytic converter or your insurance deductible. Good luck. And it's wild to hear that. It's just, I don't know whether to laugh or to cry or to do all of the emotions at the same time, but they go for like $150 to $200 a pop just because of the pure like material that they are worth. So I don't have any problems with mine. It's not missing. I checked the other day. I took my friend to go somewhere and he was like, "Oh yeah, I checked too." I was like, "Oh really?" Because I checked this morning. That's funny, but it would suck if I was in that situation. I think it would suck so bad. But luckily, I park in my garage and everything's fine. But just to think, there's tons of comments of people in here who are like, "Yeah, that happened to me," or "That happened to my son." Da 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 da. And the person in the original post suggested putting a cage on it, and then somebody was like, "Yeah, a cage that you can just buy, and it comes off with a special tool." Like, of course, if someone's determined enough, they'll just get that tool and just have it on them. It just makes their life easier. So that's an interesting scenario. There was a website that they included in somebody included in the comments, and it was saying that it was like a nationwide thing. So this is my PSA to you. Check for your catalytic converter, because I don't know what it does, but it's important because it's on the car, obviously. So just check the next time you're at your car. Just check for it and see if you have it still, because apparently it's a nationwide thing and not just this neighborhood Facebook group that I'm in. So interesting stuff going on here in the world. Another interesting thing is I'm kind of like seeing a bunch of like funny tweets. And I want to say funny because maybe that's a lack of a better term for it. But it's just interesting tweets that I kind of want everybody else to experience too, because I've had the pleasure of experiencing them. So I'm going to show you now. So I have them in a little folder called Screenshots for Show. First, the tweet from somebody called Zach Jerry Rig, somebody I follow on YouTube. He's pretty interesting. If you ever want to just see somebody break a phone on purpose, that's your guy. But he tweets, George Washington mandated vaccines. Kids have mandated vaccines to start school. True. You need mandated vaccines to travel to Africa. This is nothing new. Let's save some lives. So he's very pro-vaccination. And I am pro-vaccination as well. I feel like if you don't want to take your vaccine, okay. If you die, you die. If I die, I die. I feel like I'm vaccinated. So if I die because of it, well, guess you were right. But if you die because you weren't, guess I was right. So that's my train of thought on all that. So someone replies, I want everyone to take vaccines, but not against their free will. Is that wrong? And he comes up with the most eloquent, perfect response. He says, good thing everyone can still choose to get it then, huh? If your boss starts to require it, bosses have their freedom to do so, employees have their freedom to go work somewhere else everyone is hiring. True. Again, if you're not comfortable with taking a vaccine for work, again, it's never that deep. Work is never that deep. Just quit, get a new job. I don't care if it's like, oh, it's not as easy to do. Some people need their job. Like, I get that. I understand. I hear you. But like, again, everybody has their freedoms to do whatever they want. So if you don't like that, just go ahead and find a new job. But I'm not saying quit and then start looking for a new job. I'm saying quit right when you found this new job. So look for your new job as you continue working at your old job. That's all I'm saying. Obviously, again, everyone has their freedoms to do whatever they want. So take your freedom and use it however you want. It's plain and simple. That's what I think. Vaccines for school, on the other hand, I feel like you need to give your school you need to have certain things before you enter college. I feel like that's what I had to do. I had to send in my immunization records. I don't think a lot of people remember doing that step for college, but I remember clearly having to send my stuff into them. So again, it's just one of those things where it's like you already do it. So what's another one? So that's my train of thought. That's my that's my thoughts when it comes to requiring vaccinations for colleges. So the next tweet that I saw, which I was dying to show you, was Americans, it's not safe. I'm not getting the vaccine because who knows if it's safe. Also Americans, and they're doing the crate challenge. Again, I'll have the tweet posted up right here, but that's fucking hilarious, honestly. It's just that, like, we do stupid shit like that all the time. I feel like that's our thing as America. Like, that's our thing, doing stupid shit. And it doesn't get any stupider than the crate challenge, especially when you're doing it with your homies and then they kick the crates from under you. Like, why do that? That's fucked up. But I digress. Again, do whatever you want, honestly. Again, everybody has their freedoms to do what they want to do. So next tweet, this person tweets, imagine your man hugging everyone at the party, and some guy quote tweets it, and he's like, don't date a bad bitch if you can't handle one per. And then right underneath that tweet is a reply, and it's like, you're not friendly, you the life of the party. And it's a Future looking at himself in the mirror picture with that. So again, if you can't handle a bad bitch, don't date one. The next tweet is that Nick Jr. Steve video that's been circulating around the internet. Yeah, I mean, I don't remember seeing that episode of him leaving. Quite frankly, I not really that affected by this video. I don't know. I just don't remember shit when I was little. But I do remember watching Blue's Clues at some point in my life. It's one of those, oh yeah, I did that, I guess. But it's that video of him, that 2-minute video. It's a tweet of that. And then somebody quote tweeted that, who is apparently a Afghanistan reporter. And so he tweets, real big coincidence, Steve from Blue's Clues disappears in 2002 and returns when the Afghan war is over. What ops was this guy running? Sir, when I first read that, I was in the car and I had just finished driving somewhere, and I saw that on my timeline, and I was crying. I could not believe somebody said that. And timelines line up. There's even a reply in that thread. Somebody edits his Wikipedia page, and I forgot to take a screenshot of that, but that was also pretty funny. But somebody replies to it, and you have no filter, sir. He goes, do you think he screamed mail time while carrying out drone strikes? That's a little fucked up, but that's hilarious. I'll take it. So yeah, Steve was out here protecting our country. That's the only guy I'll stand for the national anthem for, I think. Not that I sit or do anything. I don't think I've been in a position lately. Like, ask yourself that. People are like, oh, you can't kneel for the anthem. You're kneeling on the flag. When is the last time you've been in a situation where you had to stand for the national anthem? Outside of sporting events? But even then, I don't even know. But it'd be, what, high school? They made a stand for that shit. Like, bro, we was just in class, and then the morning announcements came up. And then you had to interrupt class, and then we had to listen to a bunch of like fucking bullshit news about the school. Like, fucking, there's gonna be no pizza today at lunch. Like, why would you ruin my day like that? You know? So just like, and then I have to stand for some shit that I don't even know the words to, because frankly, I never bothered to learn them. You know, the Pledge of Allegiance. I don't know. I would always just like, and I feel like I'm not the only one that just never got around to learning the words. She's like, so that's that's my take on the Pledge of Allegiance. There's another tweet, and it says, "There's no labor shortage. It's just that people aren't willing to catch COVID for $7.25 an hour." That's pretty funny, because it's true. I feel like the labor shortage is broken up into like, it's more seen as people being lazy as opposed to I don't know if that might caught this, but like a little ass kid outside being a dick to their dad. Anyway, that definitely has to catch that. I hope it caught that. And I'm on the second floor. That kid is fucking loud. Anyway, fuck kids. Labor shortages. I feel like most people think people are just being lazy and they don't want to go back to work because they're getting that good unemployment. But I feel like unemployment went back to regular scheduled programming for like a bit ago. So I still don't see that as the main reason why there's a lot of jobs and people don't want to fill them. I think it has to be with like some people just don't want to catch COVID working at some 7-Eleven. Like, would you want to do that? I don't know. Not for $7.25, that's for sure. So somebody replies to them and said, "And shitty schedules, shitty working conditions, shitty unprofessional bosses, no benefits, no job security." All that is true. Shitty schedules, like you ever work a 1 to 7 or 8, or like a 3 to close or some shit like that, and then the next day you have to open. Like, that's why when I go somewhere and the employee has a bad attitude, I always give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm always like, "Did you close last night? Is this your 9th day working in a row? Did some bitch just yell at you for no apparent reason? Yo, yesterday I was at a McDonald's picking up a DoorDash, and they got into a fight in the drive-thru, and I was like, what the fuck? This is my first McDonald's fight. What the fuck?" And I went up to like look at it. I was like, oh shit. But again, see, this is shit that people deal with, that like I can see why people don't want to go to work. And it's I like to give everybody the benefit of the doubt and just be like, damn, okay, it's not me, it's you, and it's probably something's going on with you. Another good tweet that I saw, and it's interesting, and I'm gonna read it. It says, "You gotta be professional at work on your social media, on LinkedIn, in the community. Like, damn, why the fuck does work play so much importance in our whole lives? When can we have our personality?" And I wholeheartedly agree with that. I feel like that's put in such perfect words, and it's a perfect description of what work-life balance is not. Like, we have this idea of the perfect work-life balance, but I feel like society makes it impossible to achieve it. Like, true work-life balance, like, when are we able to separate ourselves as an entity from the place that we work at? And I feel like it's hard to do that, because let's say you tweet something that's funny to you, to your group of friends, to your little like Twitter circle of people, and somebody has a problem with it, and then all of a sudden you're a bad guy or you're a bad person because you tweeted something that might have offended somebody, and now they're sending it to your boss, they're sending it to the place you work, and then it's like, that was on my own free time. Like, I can't tweet anymore. Like, what's the problem? Or like when people are making TikToks and then their company is like, stop making TikToks. Like, and their company is so concerned of what they're doing with their free time. Like, hey, it's come to our attention. You have a TikTok profile. Da, da. Like, why do you? Like, I get why you would need to check a person's social media, right? I would use the checking social media kind of to understand who that person is, I think. And I think it's being used in a manner that doesn't really benefit anybody. They're just like, oh, let's keep tabs on this person. But I feel like if you're going to check someone's social media, I think it's should be used to better understand who you have working for you and understand them as a person, not necessarily to kind of dictate whether they're going to be a problem for you in the short or long term. So I think proper work-life balance is, again, having the freedom to do whatever you want on your own time. But, are we going to have that anytime soon? I don't know. It's really hard to kind of gauge that. Okay, so now I'm going to hop on FaceTime. I'm going to FaceTime a friend. And we're going to talk about some things. And hopefully it's as entertaining as I think it's going to be. Okay, oh shit, I didn't screen record. But that's some questions. Yo, what up?
What's up?
Yeah, I'm going to turn the mic this way. I wanted to ask you something. Okay, I'm going to explain it beforehand. So, what's one menacing thing you do to society? So, I'm going to give you an example of something I do. So, when people try to parallel park, I watch them. Like, I sit there and I watch them try to parallel park. And I know that's, like, uncomfortable for some people, so I kind of wanted you to think about that. Like, what's one menacing thing that you do to society? Don't parallel park in front of me.
Damn, that's tough. I don't really do much. Probably open the door for people, and if they don't say thank you, or like close it on them. That's like the one thing.
You close the door on people?
Yeah, if they don't say thank you. Yeah.
You're just like, hey, can you step back out? Close? Or like
I'll be in the middle of holding it, and then if they don't say thank you, I'll just let it go and just walk away.
All right, that's pretty funny.
Like menace to society thing that I do. I don't really do much.
Okay. I was just wanting to know. Okay, so every time I've kind of like interacted with you at any point or other, you've been in like a serious relationship or like in a relationship, and your relationships always last really long, I feel like. And so I kind of want to ask you this question that's on Facebook, and it was like, why don't relationships last as long in 2021? So like, what is the main reason why relationships don't last as long? So I kind of wanted to get your thoughts on that and see like what you thought about that question.
I think in today's day and age, the reasons relationships don't last as long is because the narrative is to be like, hot girl summer, to be single and live your life, when in reality a partner can only like make that more enjoyable. Have someone by your side at all times to make you laugh, make memories, things like that. But for today's people just want to like hook up and just like not have to deal with their emotions, not have to deal with all the like difficulties that come with a relationship. A lot of people don't trust people, and a relationship requires a lot of trust, a lot of communication. I feel like people nowadays are like mad traumatized and won't put in the work to keep a relationship like going or steady. Like the moment they see one problem, they're out. Instead of having to work with it, like you have to learn to love instead of just like this fantasy world where you think like everything will just be handy dandy with anybody you meet, when in reality like everyone is gonna butt heads. That's just the way we are as humans. So yeah, that's what I think.
You think people aren't taking the time out to do those things? So it takes time to do all that stuff, right?
For sure, yeah.
So you think there's like a newfound value in your time, you think? Where it's like people are valuing their time way more than normal and just kind of don't even bother with doing that kind of work now?
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think, yes, relationship takes in a like crazy amount of time, right? You could put in like a few years with somebody, and then all of a sudden it doesn't work out, and now you feel like you wasted that time. But for me, I see it like the complete opposite. If anything, it helps you grow as a person. It helps you realize what you do and don't want in a relationship. It helps you like realize how to communicate better, because if you're just out here like, I'm not going to waste my time with people, the moment you get into a relationship, it will never work out with that person because you've never been in one to like understand how to like navigate through a relationship in any way because you've never like actually sat down to like try to be in a serious relationship if you're just jumping around people.
Damn, that was pretty deep for like whatever time it is. What time is it? 12:12.
Yeah.
Ooh. All right, bro. That was it. Thanks. Appreciate the input.
No problem, man.
All right.
Hope you're doing well.
Yeah.
Wish you best on the podcast, homie.
Oh yeah, for sure. All right, bro. Peace.
Yeah.
So, interesting take on why relationships don't last in 2021. Let me fix this. I hope that was good. I hope I picked that up. So interested in what everybody else thinks. Let me know. I'm definitely gonna post this on TikTok. Why don't relationships last in 2021? And again, like he said, if everybody has that opinion to kind of have a hot girl summer or whatever. But I feel like, again, it should, like he said, it should enhance it. It shouldn't like degrade your experience because you can still go do all that and then still kind of work on a relationship, which again, like you said, takes time. And I think maybe people are valuing their time way more than before. And now people they'd rather have their time and their freedom instead of pursuing a relationship. And that's, hats off to those people. Time is important. You can never get it back. And if you're going to be selfish on one thing, let it be your time. That's what I think. So I'm going to get some more opinions on that question, the relationship question, and some more menacing things people do. So let's see. FaceTiming my friend Amberly. So let's see. Oh my gosh. Yo, what's up?
Hey.
Yo, I'm gonna turn my mic this way so they can hear you. But all right, I'm gonna ask you two questions. Yo, what's up?
Hey.
What are you guys doing? Being crackheads? Oh, okay. Quick question. Okay, I'm gonna ask you a question. Then I'm gonna give you an example of something I do. So I'm gonna ask you, what's one menacing thing you do to society? So what I do is when I see people parallel park, I like watch them. Like I don't turn away. I just sit there and watch them try to do it.
You're one of those?
Yeah, one of those people. So like, give me an example of what's one menacing thing you guys do. Cause you're psychopaths. I know y'all got something good. They look crazy.
Well, when I'm at parties, I like to stand in the corner and watch everybody.
Ew.
I'm one of those people. What do I do? I don't know.
Jalen, I know you a villain at heart. So what do you do?
I don't know. The only thing I can say is that I say that I'm gonna run people over a lot. Like if you get me upset, and in the street if you try to do something, like if you get me agitated, I might speed up a little bit. Oh no, actually, perfect. I know when you get mad at me. I mean, when the people drive and they get mad at me, I like chase them and try to like I get as close as I can before I hit them.
No way. That's pretty dangerous. No one do that. Okay? No one do that. All right. Second question is a little bit deeper than that. So, 2021, tell me in your own words, why don't relationships last as long in 2021? Fuck them up.
It's a lot.
Go
I would
off.
say a big one is communication. Yeah. Everyone don't say what they feel. Or people just take things the wrong way. Like we're old enough to, if shit don't work out, it don't gotta be weird. Like just keep it pushing, Yeah. Or like in the beginning from the jump, people don't say what they want, and it just goes bad because you need to state those things. Yeah. And people are just toxic. Period. They like that toxic shit. They like to keep people around, and that's okay.
Interesting. So, do you think Hot Girl Summer could be enhanced with a boo, or she shouldn't have a boo at all? What do you guys think?
Well, I feel like Hot Girl Summer with a boo is fun sometimes because, you get drunk with your girls and you go home and you be with your man. But, like, if you don't got a man, then you could do Hot Girl Summer without a man. What the fuck? Both Hot Girl Summers is a Hot Girl Summer. Yeah.
Period. All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Have fun. See ya. So you can do Hot Girl Summer with a boo. You don't have to if you don't want to. Again, freedom. Choice is yours. That was fun. I should do that more often, I feel like. I didn't tell them I was recording that, though. They're going to just find out. They won't mind. They just look pretty crazy. But that's what it is. It is what it is. On to the next. I don't know where my iPad is. Okay, 1 second. With a quick editing magic, I'm back. Perfect prompt for. I'm holding the iPad upside down. Perfect prompt to start this like little like Reddit thing. So I'm on the Am I the Asshole subreddit, and I want to read you this one, and I kind of want to read it like as I go. Like I haven't vetted any of these. I'm just gonna read them and see what happens. Taking that chance, but am I the asshole for telling my wife she can't make videos with our kids anymore? My wife loves making TikTok and IG videos. She posts organizing videos, cleaning, sorting, etc. Lately, she's been pranking our kids, 6 and 1. There was one time I heard my 6-year-old screaming and crying because my wife scared her. This has been going on for a couple of weeks now, and I told her many times to tone it down. Our 6-year-old daughter doesn't want to sleep in her room anymore because she's scared of monsters and ghosts. My wife downplayed it and said she'll get over it in time. The final straw was yesterday when she made our 1-year-old son cry by scaring him. It took a while for our baby to stop crying, and my wife was just laughing while editing her videos. I told her she needs to stop traumatizing our children for her followers' entertainment. It's not okay anymore. She argued with me, and I ended up sleeping in the guest room. Am I the asshole? Am I being unreasonable or too sensitive? There's an edit. Edit. She also pranks me and documents almost everything in our daily life. I haven't given her my consent at all, and this is not the first time we fought because of her obsession to social media. She's changed a lot after gaining a few thousand followers. I'm honestly considering divorce if she refused counseling. My kids' well-being is more important to me, so I have to put my foot down and stop this nonsense. But wait, there's another edit. Let me quickly update you guys. So after posting this, I checked my wife's IG. I am still sleeping in our guest room, and I found out that she posted her story. In her story, the video I told her to delete. It was the video of our son. 3:32 a.m. now, and my kids and I in our hotel. I had to wake them up. I never even got to pack their clothes. My wife is not calling me nonstop, but I'm ignoring it. Come morning, we'll head to my parents in Nevada. What the fuck? I don't know what will happen next, but I'm pretty done with her shit. There's another edit. I read some of your advice after talking to my lawyer friend. I've decided to stay here and have my parents come to us instead. I also talked to my wife. She's very apologetic, and we agreed to talk later over lunch. Ooh. I'm still hoping that we can save this marriage. I love her so much, but she needs to really show us that she's changed for the sake of our children. Thank you so much. I better go get some sleep now. Whoa, that was a fucking roller coaster of like emotions. So, first of all, based off the first paragraph, is he the asshole? Is he being unreasonable, too sensitive? I think he's not the asshole here. So I agree with the guy. Personally, that's my opinion. I don't think he's the asshole. I think, taking the kids, like reversing the roles. He took the kids and he was about to dip to Nevada. I think that can be a problem because you can just easily be like, he kidnapped my children. But, just to be on the safe side for that guy. Because you want to fuck around and have an Amber Alert out for those two kids, which is a movie I saw and it was fucking crazy. Amazon Prime, like $2 to rent it. It's honestly like a roller coaster, like these events. Okay, so shameless Amazon plug out of the way. But again, it's a good movie. I think it's a good movie, and I think you should watch it for like $4 or $2, whatever the fuck it is now. But I think this guy is being very reasonable here. I feel like, again, it should be a conversation between the two people, and they're gonna have that conversation from the looks of it. And I hope there's some kind of compromise, because relationships, whether it be platonic or romantic, are all about compromise, whether you think it is or not. So, like, somehow some people put up with their friends' bullshit. Some people don't put up with that same bullshit for somebody else because that's not their friend. Same thing. So I hope they work things out in a manner that works out for both of them, and hopefully they can set more boundaries for the future. On to the next one. Am I the asshole for stepping down as the bridesmaid one day before the wedding? Okay. I just opened it. Now let's read it. Throwaway, bear with me, I'm writing on my phone. So last weekend, it was my sister-in-law's wedding. My sister-in-law is my fiance's sister, to clarify. I have been with my fiance for 5 years, and we've been engaged for 2. Hold on. I feel like I hate when people are engaged for mad long. Just do it already, please. Okay, so back to this. Before I got with my fiance, his family was trying to get him to date another female friend of his who he no longer talks to because she did some pretty horrible things about him. Oh, she said some pretty horrible things about him and some of his friends. Plus, she always tries to put me in my place since I started dating my fiance, claiming she'll always come first in his life. Long story short, stuff happened and they no longer talk. Good for you. I have a pretty close relationship to his family, especially his 2 siblings, his sister, the bride, and his brother. One day before the wedding, we were having a family lunch with the bride's family, and during lunch, she started mentioning the female ex-friend of my fiance. She started saying what a gorgeous girl she is and how pretty she is. My fiance and I felt uncomfortable, and my fiance was pretty pissed because that ex-friend has caused a lot of damage in my fiance's life in the past, so it was hurtful for him to hear his sister praising her like that. But he stayed silent since he didn't want to cause drama during the wedding period. Weddings are all about drama. So I feel like, say something. See something, say something. Okay. The nail in the coffin was when my sister-in-law said it was a shame my fiance never got to date her since I came along and took her place because she'd love to have her as a bridesmaid, but because of me, she can't. She can't even call her a sister because of me. My mother-in-law told her to apologize and tried to do damage control, claiming my sister-in-law was joking. No, she wasn't. But sister-in-law says she's not joking. What did I just say? She really feels that way and then proceeds to say she loves me as her new sister-in-law, but she just prefers the female ex-friend. I kindly got up and excused myself, as you should, saying I'll head home. While I was gathering my stuff to leave, I also said I'd withdraw as a bridesmaid since I'm not really the one she wanted there, and so she should contact her ex-friend while she still has time, and I'll give her my dress since we're the same size. Fiance left with me, and while leaving, he said something along the line, "You'll never know when to shut your mouth," to his sister, as he should. Mother-in-law justified me walking out, so did my brother-in-law and my father-in-law. They say bride's words were ridiculous. She tried to convince me to stay as the bridesmaid, but respected my wishes to walk out. My family, on the other hand, said I'm the asshole for not sucking it up one more day and walking away from the role while making the bride stress. So am I the asshole? P.S. I still attended the wedding as a guest. The bride did not talk to me at all. The groom did, and he said I'm right to be upset, but he thinks I shouldn't step down last minute over a joke. Wasn't a joke. Edit. I'll beg some of you not to harass me in the private chat. Avoid getting downvoted in here. If you want to say something, be brave enough of sharing in the comments. Don't be brave in my chat if you can't take it. Ooh. Okay. A lot of things going on here. First of all, bride's a bitch. I feel like all bridezilla stories that we hear kind of like that, it's always accumulated. What the fuck am I trying to say? Anyway, skip whatever I was going to say. I feel like she has every soul right to step down, no matter what the situation is. She could be like, I don't feel like doing it anymore, and just be like, I'm out. Perfect. I don't care. It's not my wedding, so I don't personally care. I think the sister-in-law was being a fucking dick. Why feel the need to say all those things? Things that you could have kept to yourself. It didn't benefit anyone in that situation for you to say those things. It's not like her brother was gonna be like, you're right, I'm gonna go date her now. Like, homeboy's been with the girl 5 years, they've been engaged for 2, so they've dated 3 years, and then after that he was like, you know what I should do? I'm gonna marry this person. I was about to say bitch, but I shouldn't call that person a bitch. And so he decided he's gonna marry her. So what at any point, why would this conversation, this scenario that had just been propelled in front of us, why would you do that? I'll never understand. I feel again, I think the groom is also a dick. He's like, oh, you shouldn't have done that over a joke. No, that wasn't a joke. Like, do you know like how bad that joke was when the mom goes, oh, she's joking, and then she goes, no, I wasn't. At any point, where's the ha 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 ha? No, that's not how it works. So again, you're not the asshole. I don't think you are. You've got a bunch of Reddit rewards, which is cool. I don't know how that system works. I'm not on Reddit that much, but you're not the asshole. The bride's definitely an asshole. The groom is a bigger asshole. Your family saying you're the asshole, your own family. Like, I would feel like your family should have your back in that scenario. But, I digress. We all know you're not the asshole, and maybe get a new family. Okay. So that was the show. That was Idle Talk for today. I'm Fernando. I feel like I didn't say that enough today. Did I even introduce myself? Did I make a proper intro? I don't remember. It's been a while. So, just a little housekeeping thing. Subscribe to us on YouTube. If you're watching this whole thing on YouTube, please do. I'm going to work so hard on editing this video, and it's going to be amazing. I know it already. Follow us on TikTok. Follow us on Instagram. All at Idle Talk Pod. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts, right? You subscribe on there. Leave us a review, please, so people can see the show better. And follow us on Spotify. Like follow our Spotify page. That would be super helpful if you did that. And let me know down below of any of these things. I would like to hear your opinions on the relationship question, on what's a menacing thing you do to society. Please, I would love to hear people's responses. And are these people the asshole? Let me know if you agree, if they are not the asshole, because I don't think any of them are the asshole in this situation. But if you feel differently, let me know again down below, and I'll see you next week. Peace.